In this video, we're going to talk about solving systems of inequalities word problems. So very similar to what we've just been doing, the only difference now is that we have the word problems, so everything kind of put together, and again, similar to what we've done in the past, the only thing is now we have more than one equation. So remember that we always know we have more than one inequality or equation when we see more than one total. So if I read this question here, it says that Stacy is on the homecoming dance committee and has been put in charge of snacks. She wants to buy an assortment of cheese and crackers. 1 pound of gourmet crackers costs $3, so that's $3 per pound, and the cheese costs $5 per pound. She has been allowed $50 total for the snacks, so she would like to spend less to conserve on money. After talking to the advisor, Stacy knows that she will buy at least 4 pounds of cheese to serve at the dance. So we need to create our two inequalities here to represent that situation. So, well, if I know that she's buying the crackers and the cheese and it has a total of $50 to spend, we can start off with some let statements. And since they weren't in any specific order, there was no X or Y labeled already. I just used X first for the pound of crackers because that was what came first, and then cheese for the Y's. Now we're ready to write our inequalities. So I know that they are buying crackers at $3 per pound, so 3x, $3 per pound. They're also buying cheese at $5 per pound, so 5y. And since she said that she wants to spend less than the $50, I'm going to use the less than to represent that what she spends has to be less than $50, not equal to, because they said that she wants to save some money. Then she also knows that she has to buy at least 4 pounds of cheese. That means that she can buy 4 pounds of cheese or more. So that means that Y, the pounds of cheese, needs to be greater than or equal to the 4 pounds that she said she has to buy. Okay, so now we can use the grid below to sketch the inequalities and identify two possible combinations of boxes of crackers and cheese that Stacy can purchase. So first things first, I'm going to get these into y equals so that they're ready to graph. So let's look at that first inequality here. So if I look at the first one, to get it in graphing form, I subtracted 3x from both sides, and then I got 5y is less than negative 3x plus 50. Now to get y by itself, I'm going to divide both sides, every term, by 5. And then we don't have to worry about flipping the inequality or anything because we didn't divide by a negative, so I've got y is less than negative 3/5 x plus the 10. So that's my y equals for the first one. And then remember, whenever we graph inequalities, we have to worry about line type. So since this is not included because it's just plain old less than, we're going to use a dotted line. And then to determine where to shade, we're going to use a test point. And I'm going to use 0, 0 because it's not a point on the line. To be sure, we could put it in y equals, but I know that it's not going to be because it's going to start off at 10. So 0, 0 is not on the line. So then we can sub in back to the original 0 in place of x and y. So we get 3 times 0 plus 5 times 0 should be less than 50 if it's true, and we're going to shade below. And if we do 3 times 0, that's 0. 5 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. So 0 is less than 50. This is a true statement. So now I'm going to go ahead when we graph this and shade towards 0, 0. If when we graphed this we ended up saying, oh no, we went through 0, 0, this test point would be no good, so we'd have to do it again. So I do suggest graphing first, then worrying about the line type once we've plotted our points, and finally the test point. But since you're going to do the graphing on this, I'm doing it all in one step right here for you. Then our other inequality is y is greater than or equal to 4. I know I'm going to use a solid line for that, and the test point 0, 0, 0 is greater than or equal to 4. And we also know that this is a horizontal line. So to graph it, it's up to you because I'm going to leave this part up to you. And you are going to decide if you want to write down the word hoy and then just graph it based on that. Or you can put that in y equals and get the table of values, and that would be for both of these. So either you're going to write down slope y-intercept or a table of values, and then hoy or a table of values. Make sure that you label your x and y axis, give the whole thing a title, and then you can worry about the shading and the line type, and we will go over this more in class. Have a good night.